Year-by-year improvements until he became the best player in the league and won an MVP. Now, the challenge, Greg, is to get back to that level after the injuries. Obviously, I think we all feel it is possible for him.
And you're absolutely right, Kevin. I mean, he's definitely proven in terms of the talent, the skill, and athleticism. What we find out now after dealing with the adversity is, does he have the heart and drive and that competitive spirit to be considered still among the very best?
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And quite a position here for the Clippers to be in. What do you think, guys?
A lot of times, the team that owns the paint is going to come away with the victory, and that's what they've done here thus far.
Yeah, why change the plan until they make you? And that's where they should continue to attack moving forward, going inside.
Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. Paul and Crawford pair up at the 1 and 2. And it's Navarro in at the small forward. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Now here's Paul. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
Inside, here's Cantor. Blake Griffin pulls it in. Clippers leading by 11. Paul with the ball, and it's Waiters picking him up. Crawford left side. Kicks it to Griffin. Stolen by Cantor. And now it's Waiters running. He can go all the way. The rejection by Paul. Crawford passes to Navarro. Great D that time from Collison.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
The Clippers have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter.
Delicious dime from Chris Paul there.
Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far.
You know, one of the things I think we forget about with Chris Paul is just how clutch he is as a player. I mean, hitting the go-ahead shot in Game 7 against the Spurs last postseason was a big reminder to everyone that this guy is clutch.
Shots good by Waiters. Clippers leading by 9. Paul outside. And they double up Paul. Here's Griffin. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
And talking about Paul and his ability to come up in the clutch, that Game 7 shot when he was playing injured against San Antonio, the defending champions, turned out to be the game-winning points. Remarkable play, remarkable series for him.
It was. You know, you could see him hobbling around out there and would have to miss games in that Rockets series, the first 2, if I recall. But that series is what Paul is really all about, Kevin. He is a competitor, first and foremost.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And then for Oklahoma City. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Baca comes in for Nick Collison. And it's Roberson in for Dion Waiters.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Singler, no good.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
Augustine dishes to Singler. They set the pick. Shoots off the screen, and good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Singler's got 4 points now in the quarter.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Now here is Singler. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Well, it was a season last year of heartbreak and change for the Thunder, narrowly missing the playoffs as the Pelicans beat them out for that 8th position.
Yeah, and they were teetering back and forth on that 8th spot for most of the year. Ultimately, they just couldn't hold on to that final playoff spot.
Guys, for the Thunder, that playoff miss was the first time they didn't make the postseason since their first year in Oklahoma. Fans had really been spoiled with how successful the Thunder have been of late.
Now here's Rivers. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Johnson can't hit.
It looks like he bit off a little more than he could chew with that spin move.
Ibaka with the screen on Redick. Here's Augustine. Pass to Ibaka. And Adams kicks to Roberson. Drops one in from the wing. Roberson's got his first basket.
And the Western playoffs just, it seemed a bit amiss without having the Thunder involved. Westbrook, I tell you what, he did everything he could to try and carry that injured group into the postseason last year, but it just wasn't to be.
Here's Singler. After Wesley Johnson's bucket, there's a good screen. And Singler kicks to Augustine. Here's Ibaka again, Oklahoma City.
Yeah, it's just a smart shot taking advantage of the mismatch.
Well, with a stroke like that and the height advantage as well, the mid-range J is almost a gimme.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Augustine, that's good.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
And he gets it to go.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
To the middle. Good on that shot, and with that, the Los Angeles lead is cut back down to 13 with the basket coming from Serge Ibaka. It's Pierce on the wing. He's covered by Singler. Pierce kicks to Rivers. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
Now here is Augustine. Here's Adams. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
Feeds it to Augustine. He dishes it to Robertson. And Adams kicks to Augustine. And that one's good. Augustine's got 4 points in the quarter.
Oh, great production on the interior right now. 8 straight from inside.
Buffalo bully ball right there, partner.
Okay. Getting a little physical. I like that. I like that reference. And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
They set the pick. A floater, and that's 2 points on the layup. Augustine's got 6 points.
Shooting much better here in the second quarter.
Yes, very, very impressed with how much more alive they look here to get back in.
An even 3-on-3 break. Here's Roberson. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
And not a great start for him in the first, but he's quickly starting to turn it around.
And stolen by Singler. Here's Adams. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Not to the surprise of anyone, really, but the Clippers last year were strong at home once again. They managed to go 30-11 at Staples Center.
And Kevin, that makes 3 straight seasons for the Clippers of 30 or more wins at home.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Cantor checked in for Ibaka. Durant comes in for Singler. Waiters, he's checked in for Andre Robertson. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Augustine. Westbrook drives in. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark.
You know, the big thing for the Clippers is that they won some big games in Staples over tough opponents. I mean, also won 6 of their last 7 to secure the 3 seed in the West. That was simply a defensive breakdown there, Kevin. He was all alone for that shot. It was a warm-up jumper.
There's a screen by Kanter. There's the pick. Raiders against Crawford. Clock at 6. Here's Durant. That one rolling around and rims out.
And one issue with the Clippers at home is that it didn't feel like they were at home. Blake Griffin said home court advantage is just not there for us. And this is on the heels of a loss where the crowd was cheering for the other team louder than the Clippers at times. Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Here's Navarro. Adams defending. And he drops in the layup off the glass. 32 points for Jay.
His shooting has been outstanding here. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Crawford against Waiters. The dish to Durant. Can they get it? That doesn't go either for Durant.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall. And chalk up a few more points for them there. This has been a one-sided game in just about every area.
Absolutely. I echo that sentiment. Their offense, their defense, I mean, it's all been terrific.
And here's Westbrook. 11 points in the game. There's a screen by Kanter. The 3. No good. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. The Clippers on top.
Yes, Kevin, I'm here with Blake Griffin, and obviously a high-scoring half for you guys in this one, Blake. What was the key to breaking it open?
Starts on defense.